Hello, you're welcome to New Focused Approach to Mathematics Basic 9. This is the revised edition. And in this video, we want to learn how to perform operations and solving problems involving substitution and change of subject of the relations or formula. This lesson can be found in page 113. Now, let's take example and see how we do this. Remember, we've done this in basic 8 already, and we are trying to do more, okay? So if you pick the question, then we go by the ideas that we learned in basic 8. The volume of a closed cone is given by this, where r is the base radius and h is the height. Make h the subject of the relation. Then 2, if r is defined as 7 centimeters, find the value of h when v is given as 154. Again, given that the height is 14, we want to find the radius, and the radius is 10, we want to find the volume. So first of all, we know our v given, and they say we should make h the subject. So to make h the subject of this, that's 1/3 pi r squared h. We first have to eliminate the fraction by multiplying through the LCM. So we are going to have 3v here is equals to pi r squared h. Right. Now that we have our 3v is equals to pi r squared h, because we want to make h the subject and h is multiplying pi r squared, we need to divide both sides by pi r squared. So our h then becomes that's dividing both sides by pi r squared, here also by pi r squared. So our h becomes 3v over pi r squared. Right. So that is the first part of the question. Then the second says that if r is defined as 7 and v is defined as 154, we should find the value of h. So h is equal to 3 times the v, which is 154, divided by the pi. Okay, so pi according to the question is 22 over 7. They gave us over here. Then times our radius, and the radius is 7 squared, so 7 times 7. Now the rest is just arithmetic, how we can just break this number into the smaller form, and I know you can do this at this very stage. So I'll go ahead and then just provide the answer for you to take your time and then see if you can break it down to that answer. So we are going to have 3 centimeters to be our height after dividing 3 times 154 by 22 over 7 by 7 by 7. Right. Now the next question says that we should find the c, given that the height is 14 and then the radius is 10. We want to find the volume. In that case, we need to go back to the original equation and say that, okay, our v is equals to 1/3 pi r squared h. Now the question gave us height to be 14 and radius is 10. So v is equals to 1/3 times 22 over 7 times 10 squared times our height being 14. Right. So we can again do simple calculations here. 7 can divide itself, 7 can divide here by 2, and then we take time and break it down. So our answer will be, so we have 4 over 3. So we can leave our answer like this: v is equals to 4,400 over 3, or we can just write 1466.7. that is centimeter cube because it's volume. Right. Okay, let's take another example and see. So we have a circular flower garden has an area of 616 meters squared. Want to find the radius of the circular garden, knowing the pi to be 22 over 7. Once they mention circular flower garden, then we are anticipating a circle, right? So how do we find the area of a circle? We know area of a circle is pi r squared. Now we know the area given as 616. We know the pi given us 22/7, and then the radius we don't know. Okay, so since we don't know the radius, we are going to make r the subject. Now let's do simple cross multiplication here, so that we have 616 times 7 is equals to 22 r squared. So we can divide here by 22 and divide the whole thing by 22. So again, 22, 616 divided by 22, I think will give us 28. So 28 times 7 will be 196. So we can say 196 is equals to r squared. And since we want to make r squared the subject, we just take square root both sides, and that will give us this. So r becomes 14. So 14 centimeters will be the radius of the circular garden. Let's take the last example. The surface area of a sphere is given by A is equals to 4 pi r squared, where r is the radius of the sphere. We want to make r the subject of this relation. So to make r the subject, since there is no addition and subtraction between the 4 pi r squared, all we can do is to divide both sides by 4 pi, and here also by 4 pi. So when that is done, when that is cancelled, we can have our r squared is equals to a over 4 pi. And to make r the subject, we take square root. So square root of a over 4 pi. Now, so that answers the first part of the question, to make r the subject of the relation. Now they said if a is 150, we want to find the value of r when pi is 22/7 or 3.14. So again, then we can make substitution. Now we have our a to be 150 divided by 4 times 3.14 as our pi. So then r becomes, now we can just put all together and then simplify. So we have 3.45 to be the answer for the radius. Okay, or we can say approximately 3.5 centimeters. Right. Now again, the question said, given the radius to be 5, calculate the surface area of the sphere. In that case, we need to rely on the original equation because we are making A the subject. So in making A the subject, we know we have our 4 here times 3.14 times radius is given as 5. So 5 squared. Then we just put all together and simplify. So our final answer for the area is going to be 314 centimeter squared. Right. So I'm sure we can end here with this example. Go ahead and solve more questions relating to changing of subject and making substitution. Thanks so much for watching.